Hey, what is up, YouTube? Cole here. Welcome. I'm sorry. I was trying to go like a little wrestling thing. Don't edit that out. That was pretty good.
Oh,
Um, it- or should I edit it out? Okay, never mind. Start over. Ready? Three, two, one. Let me get in character. Three, two. Hey, what is up, everybody? Cole here. Welcome to the first official episode of what were we calling ourselves? Pile Driver Podcast. Is that it?
the Pile Driver podcast.
The Pile Driver Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. We don't want to waste none of your guys' time. I know one thing I hate when I watch videos is the very long, extended intros that people do, and it takes them forever to get to the point. But we do want to introduce ourselves because this is, like I said, the first ever official episode of the Pile Driver Podcast. So, like I said, my name is Cole or Coleman, whichever you prefer. I'll probably go by Cole. Um, and I've been watching. I think I first started watching wrestling back in like 2005. Um, the first match I ever saw was John Cena versus Umaga. I believe it was Royal Rumble, last man standing match. That was my first ever match I ever watched, and ever since then, I've been pretty hooked. Kind of off and on, love hate relationship with wrestling, with, well, I should say WWE. But recently, it seems like the product has been pretty good. So I've definitely been getting more into it lately. But yeah, pretty much a lifelong fan of wrestling here. So what about you, Monty?
Yeah, so I too love wrestling. I don't tune into it as often as I should. I would say probably the first introduction to wrestling, besides catching it on every now and then, like whenever it was just on TV, was playing it on the PlayStation 2. The Legends of Wrestling was the very first like wrestling game I played, and then obviously I moved on to like Raw versus SmackDown and all that. But I would say that was my first introduction. I love it. A big Hulk Hogan fan. I was a big Hulk Hogan fan growing up. Um, and yeah, I mean, I love getting into it. So that's what I love about this podcast. I guess you could say is we have two true WWE fans, and then you have one that watches it every now and then, kind of the nonchalant fan. If I had to get myself through a conversation, I probably could pull through because I know just enough to get by. So, but I'm gonna be growing, and I'm gonna be watching it a lot more, especially tuning in Mondays and Fridays. And yeah, I mean, we're gonna have a great time on this podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna pass it on over to my boy Stiff.
Yo, Mark. Everybody calls me Stiff. I have been a wrestling fan since about 2000. I've been watching since around then. Um, was a big Stone Cold fan, big Rock fan. Uh, always loved it. Was like my big pastime, I guess you would say. Everybody's was baseball, football. Mine was wrestling. So I always watched it. And then I think Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker at WrestleMania 24 was when I got even deeper into it. And I haven't let go ever since then. That was probably my favorite match ever. And now I can't stop watching it no matter what. I've had a couple times where talking with the boys and it's in the background pretty loud. Yeah. But yeah, I love wrestling, man. So I'm just glad to be here, be able to talk some wrestling with the boys.
Heck yeah,
Yes, sure.
yes sir.
Hey, so we are here today because a legendary moment happened. Probably one of the most important moments in wrestling of all time. Um, recently, as everyone knows, at Elimination Chamber, John Cena finally, after years and years of being, the biggest, stereotypical Boy Scout babyface, of the company, hustle, loyalty, respect, can never do no wrong. He played that character for so long, and finally, he made, that infamous heel turn moment, turning against Cody, siding with The Rock, Elimination Chamber. And we're here to talk about his heel turn and specifically that promo that Cena cut.
Yeah. So as everybody knows, it's a huge,
At
huge
Raw,
shock.
his first official plus center.
Yes. So So John Cena cut his very first heel promo last night in Monday Night Raw in Brussels, and let's just say it was one for wrestling history. Like Coleman said, he's always been this Boy Scout baby face. So for him to take this heel turn is huge, and the fact that he's just hating on everybody. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm a beginner, novice, however you're gonna say it, WWE fanatic. I love John Cena. I mean, I look at John Cena as like the hero, the Superman of the WWE. For him to just turn and just ram everything that has made him who he is today into the ground, it's just crazy to see. Him calling out. I think one of the funniest parts of that is whenever he points to the kid. I mean, I know everybody's been talking about it. He's like, especially that kid right over there, and they pan, the kid's like all crying. It's so funny that you are known to do all of this charity work and all these Make-A-Wish foundations, and you're here just calling out the fans for not being supportive enough, using you. And I love the fact that and it makes it meta now that he even brings it into the WWE, saying that we made him the butt of an invisibility joke for far too long. So I just love that. I think all in all, this is a great promo from John Cena.
Yeah, I think my favorite part about the whole promo was when he deep dove into the history of how he ended up where he is now as a heel, quote unquote. Um, when he brought up that when he first came in, the crowd hated him as the prototype. That was his name at at that time. Um, so he said that he changed for everybody, and that's when he ended up going to that is when he did his rapper gimmick.
Yeah, Doctor of
Doctor
Thugonomics.
Dr.
Thugonomics,
Thugonomics,
yes.
yes.
And then he also said that it worked for a while, and then after a while, it stopped working for him with the crowd. And then that's when he ended up changing, and then that's when he ended up starting winning a lot. And then that's when the crowd loved him. And then when he kept winning, is when they started turning on him because he ended up turning into Super Cena, is what they call him. And he kept winning and kept winning, and they didn't like that. So just being able to hear from his perspective of that, him having to change for the fans to like him, and at the end of the day, it still didn't work out for him, is awesome to hear him say that. Uh, yeah, it was just awesome to hear him say that he's just tired of it and he wants to go out in the way he wants to go out and not the way the fans want him to go out.
Yeah, for sure. Coleman.
Yeah. um, sorry, excuse me. I agree with you guys. I mean, first thing that jumped out to me, I liked how, Cena's music hits. Everyone's been talking about, is he going to get a new theme or not? I know some people were speculating that Travis Scott might be, developing a new, theme song for him or whatever because he was out there during the whole heel turn moment. Um, but so I was at first kind of disappointed. I was kind of expecting Cena, to kind of rebrand himself a little bit, new ring attire, new music, whatever. But he did say something during the promo, and it made sense, right? Because at the end of the day, this is heel Cena. And what I like about what he said was, and this is not a direct quote, but he told the audience that night, it's like, you want a new theme music, you want a new attire, you're not getting it, you're not getting any of that. This is about me, whatever. And Cena, he did. I mean, everyone knows Cena's great on the mic and all that. That's one of the things he's known for. He hung in there with The Rock during their whole feud. When Rock came back initially years ago for their WrestleMania match and everything. Cena is goated when it comes to his roasting and being able to outwit people during promos or whatever. And I really liked how he used that during this segment, and was able to frame things a certain way, and And I was really impressed too, because you have to think about this, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this too. Cena, like we were talking about earlier, I mean, the last time he's been a heel was like, I mean, I guess technically the Thugonomics thing, right? I mean, that was really the last time we've seen
Mhm.
heel Cena, and that was early 2000s, ruthless aggression era Cena. I mean, that was years and years ago. So for him to be able to come out after all these years of being, like we were saying earlier, the super Cena, look at me, I'm doing, all this charity stuff with the kids, I'm such a good guy. I never cheat to win. I do all this stuff, the right way. And for him to play that character for so long, especially during the PG era and everything, and for him to be able to tap in like that and just, I mean, just his timing was perfect with letting the audience kind of I mean because the hate from the audience was crazy. It was the fu Cena chance. I mean it reminded me of Cena, oh gosh, probably like 2010, 2011. I mean when just the Cena hate was at its highest, and it's kind of died down because people, as Cena's gotten older, I think people have kind of warmed up to Cena and appreciated what he's done. Maybe not necessarily how he was booked for so long and how he, was constantly, like Stiff was saying, winning all the time and just winning, 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 and kind of going over guys that he probably shouldn't have been going over at the time. But still, I think we can appreciate what Cena's done for the company. Some of the great moments he's had, some of the great matches he's had, especially at the latter end of his career. Probably 2014 forward, when he was doing the United States Open Challenge. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself here, but people have kind of warmed up to him since then, and so for him to reignite that prime Cena hate, but this time as a heel, and to see him feed into it and actually encourage it and trigger that type of response from the audience, and seeing just the crowd just go crazy, flipping him off, "F you Cena" chants, all this stuff, like he did, I think, a really, really great job. And I was really impressed with Cena, doing this heel work with this character and stuff. Because, like I said, it's just been so long. I would like to hear your guys' thoughts on that too.
Yeah. So I think all in all, Brussels crowd, I mean, they were electric. I mean, everybody was in sync. The "F Cena" and then the "Let's go." So you could tell who like the diehard, I love John Cena. They were all like, "Let's go Cena." But then people obviously wanted to get in with the FUs and all that. Dude, you could tell that John Cena was eating up every single moment. He loved it, every single bit. And yeah, I mean, like I don't know very much about like John Cena's past, all the characters he's played. Obviously, Thugonomics. I know a little bit about that, but yeah, I mean, John Cena definitely is in control of this character, and I cannot wait to kind of see where the storyline goes leading up to WrestleMania, which I believe what's next month, right? The 19th and the 20th, I think, is WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what? A month of this? I can't wait. I truly can't.
yeah. I don't know if it's just me, but I always, since I think this last couple years, believe that they should do the road to WrestleMania in foreign countries. I think the audiences there are amazing. They're fantastic. Ever since I'm getting a little off topic, but they did to France last year, and that crowd was blew the roof off. Um, and especially now, what with this crowd and John Cena's promo this was amazing. It was one of the best promos I've seen in a long time. Ever since last time I seen a good promo like this was probably CM Punk's pipe bomb. And yeah, man, it was awesome. It made me hyped for WrestleMania, and I'm actually looking more forward to what's to come in the next weeks. I want to see maybe one or two more promo builds, maybe one, but I am hyped though for it, and I'm ready to see it. Uh, it's gonna be a good one. Can't wait.
Do we think? Do we think he brings somebody into the next promo he gets? Do you think he brings somebody in like The Rock, or because people were theorizing whenever The Rock did like the thing, he threw two up and then he threw three up as if there were three people involved. Do you think that maybe if that is a true theory, maybe Cena will bring in the final piece of the puzzle for this heel turn in these future promos for the road to WrestleMania?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I just don't know who would be the thing. It would need to be someone that would make sense. Um, Randy would make sense because he does have that history with Randy. Randy Orton is, as people I'm sure know, is one of Cena's biggest rivals of all time. They had a long, long feud back and forth for a long time, and Randy's in that same boat, kind of Cena, where people really, I think, back in the day, kind of took Randy for granted. But now that Randy's kind of in this latter half of his career, everyone loves Randy Orton. And I don't know if they're going to go that route, though, because I do think it's kind of rumored, but a lot of people are saying that, we may get another Cena Randy Orton match, right? But if they were going to do that, I just feel like it would need to be someone that has history with Cena and someone kind of unexpected, right? Because I think Randy, correct me if I'm wrong, is kind of, still a face at the moment. He's not heel Randy. So, but I think that would make sense too, because Randy also has a history with Cody. They used to have, I believe it was Legacy, if I'm not mistaken, was their faction with him and DiBiase or whatever. So, it would make sense if let's say during their WrestleMania match, not to get too far ahead when it comes to like dream booking or whatever, but it would be kind of badass to see you know, Cody's getting upper hand on Cena. He's about to win, and then it's kind of like another Roman Reigns moment. Someone comes in, from underneath the ring or whatever through the crowd, and then it's Randy Orton hitting him with that RKO. That'd be a crazy moment. Seeing Randy and Cena, kind of teaming up on Cody because it would make sense storyline wise. I think. Like I said, Cena and Orton have that history together, and he also has that history with Cody, and you could frame that in the storyline where it's like, Randy, got jealous of Cody's success. Randy was the one, who got Cody's career, started in a way with having him as part of his faction and stuff, and now here he is as the face of the company, the champion and everything like that. So now he's coming in to kind of, try to stop Cody's momentum. I could see them doing something like that, possibly.
For sure. For sure. Nugs, what are your thoughts?
Um, on them bringing someone in. So my whole thing is when the Elimination Chamber happened, and The Rock came out with Travis Scott. I wasn't the biggest fan of that. I honestly thought it kind of made it a little bit more too, I don't know, um, Hollywoody. They're trying to Hollywood it up a little bit more when they brought in Travis Scott. Um, I would have liked it just to have been The Rock and Cena, but you saying bringing someone in, I don't think they will. I think that Cena has, yeah, he's sold his soul technically, I guess you would say, but I do think he still has that fighter's pride and wants to win it on his own
For sure.
in the match. So I do believe that when it comes down to it at WrestleMania, it's just going to be Cody and John in that ring, and they're going to fight it out. And I think it's just going to be them two. But I do, if there is somebody that does come in, I do agree with Coleman about that. I do think it would be Randy. Randy is the only one I could think of right now that has any kind of history. I mean, you could go back to some people, but they're retired, like Kurt Angle, people like that. But they're like you said, they're retired. So Randy Orton's the only person right now that I can even fathom to even get into this whole situation with them. But I do think that it's just going to be Cody and Cena at the end of the day.
For sure, for sure.
Now, I do want to pose the question to you guys. Was there anything? Because the promo was great. I think we're all agreeing on that. We love the promo. We love that segment. Was there anything about the segment we didn't like? Was there anything that we wish they would have done differently? Or just anything we would do right now with the Cena heel turn character? What direction we think it should go with the storyline? Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, so I wish there was I wish there was just even an ounce of interaction with Cena and Cody when Cody got in. Cody got in, and I get it. Cody, brought the belt in, was kissing the belt, was pumping the crowd up because the crowd wanted him. The crowd was even telling Cena, "We want Cody." And he turns, and he says, "You want your new toy because you're about to send me to pasture." That's what he tells the crowd. So it's one of those things where, look, man, if you know this is what the crowd wants, and he comes out, talk some smack. Don't just sit there and pretty much let the current reigning champion, the man you're trying to, it's his 17th, right? He's trying to win his 17th. That's what he wants. You're trying to win your
Yeah.
17th to end out, to end on top. It was pretty much Cody saying, find the real John Cena. Don't bring this whiny bitch into WrestleMania 41. I want to fight the real John Cena. Mic drop, out the door. And then Cena just drops the mic and follows suit. It's like, man, I wanted some type of interaction there. John Cena just rebuttaling in some kind of manner, not just sitting there and taking it and then just walking out. That's really the only like downfall to the promo that I can kind of pick out.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's exactly what I would have said too. Um, that's also the reason why I said I want to see maybe one or two more promos before WrestleMania, because I thought that that would have made that whole segment with him and Cody even 10 times better. Would have been some more interaction or back and forth between each other on the mic. John Cena is hands down one of the best mic workers when it comes to back and forth with people. What he did with Roman when Roman was first coming in, he absolutely obliterated him. Um, the back and forth with him and CM Punk, him and Randy. Um, yeah, it would have been amazing to see any kind of interaction back and forth on the mic with Cody. But I am hoping that within the next, before WrestleMania, at least we get one or two promos between them again with some back and forth on the mic. Maybe a little bit more hype up the match a little bit more. But other than that, that's the only kind of critique I had on it.
Yeah, I'm in total agreement with you guys. Not to be redundant here, but that was my biggest complaint with it. I understand, Cody. He's got to get his lick back. He got his ass beat pretty good there, Elimination Chamber, by Rock and Cena and Travis Scott even. um, so I understand why, hey, you want Cody to come in, you want him to look strong, you want him to own Cena a little bit, but Cena needs to maintain his level as a threat, with being, in the ring and also like you guys were saying on the microphone, because Cena is at the end of the day, like Stiff was saying, one of the best when it comes to back and forth, dissing people, kind of clever insults, stuff like that when it comes with his opponents. Obviously, Stiff, lists the example of Roman. That's a notorious example, where he's just destroyed people, on the mic, for just being, just more witty, more clever, whatever. And I don't think it makes sense for him to stop doing that, especially now that he's doing this whole heel thing where he's like, I don't give a shit what anyone says. I don't care what anyone thinks about me. I feel like that should even be more so the case. And I think, I know they're probably trying to protect Cody a little bit because, he is in there, but Cody can hold his own. Cody's also excellent on the mic, and he does great, crowd work, and he knows how to, he's a great babyface because he knows how to get that sympathy from the crowd and stuff like that. That's one thing Cody's really, or one of the things that Cody's really great at. So like, and I think it'd be good for Cody, to have, not to completely go off script or anything, but to have those kind of mic battles with Cena, and let Cena get the upper hand a little bit here and there, you know. I didn't like that. I didn't like Cody just coming in there, owning Cena, and Cena not saying anything and just kind of putting his head down and having this kind of just hanging his head, walking down, walking back up the ramp. I think Cena, when Cody did the whole, I want the real Cena at WrestleMania, I feel like Cena should have came back with like, this is the real Cena, because that's kind of what he was getting with his promos. Like, this is the real me. I don't care about any of you guys, all of you guys, even the people who chant my name and wear my merch. I don't care about you guys. This isn't about you anymore. This is about me. Like, I feel like he should have came back at Cody with something like that. Like, you want the real Cena. This is the real Cena. This has been the real me this entire time. And, I'm not going to kiss your ass. I'm not going to, do that whole, gimmick anymore. You could have had Cody, come on the upper hand of it all, still on the promo battle. Like I said, to protect him and his character, and to let him get kind of some revenge of some kind. But still, you could have had Cena do more. You could have had Cena, give Cody more of a challenge, more of a run of his money. On the microphone. And I'm really hoping going forward in the future we get more of that. I want to see some back and forth with them. I want to see some like legit promo battles between those two. And I really want the intensity with their rivalry to kind of get heated up. I don't want Cena just, kind of just, I don't know, just not showing his full ability on the mic just because he's a heel now.
Right.
You know, um,
100%.
Yeah.
So, last question. I'll pause it to you guys, and then you guys can take it wherever you want from there. Where would you guys take this creatively? Where do you think WWE needs to go from here? Because we still got a little bit until WrestleMania. It's coming up, but there's still there's still that needs. I think that still needs to be done to develop the storyline, to heat up the rivalry and everything like that between Cody and Cena. So where do they need to go from here? What needs to be done? What would you guys do if you guys were booking this feud? What would you do?
So for me, two things. I would definitely want to see one more back and forth between Cody and Cena, for sure, 100%. But the other thing I would like to see is maybe the week before Mania. I want to see an interaction between John Cena and The Rock, some kind of a conversation. You know, um, yeah, we get it. He sold his soul to him or whatever. But I want to hear them have a conversation with each other about like why, um, what's in it for him. Yeah, yeah, supposedly he's gonna be a superstar in Hollywood or whatever. That's what he told Cody and stuff. But I feel like John Cena has most of that already. So what is The Rock gonna be able to give him that he couldn't have gotten already? You know, within WWE per se though. Like he's got the title shot. Obviously, he did that on his own without The Rock. He he came back and he was doing everything on his terms, basically without The Rock. So why turn and side with The Rock? What's in it for you? I want to at least find something out within between them two.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was kind of I was thinking the exact same thing. Some kind of interaction, some kind of interaction with The Rock. Whether it's whether it's an interaction with Cena and The Rock, or Cody and The Rock. Um or I think it'd be even cool if maybe like you said the week prior to WrestleMania, Cena, he's in the ring, he's cutting a promo, the final boss approaches, you know, Cena, you're 1 week away from glory, from the championship. You you could finish on top, and then boom, the American Nightmare comes out, and then maybe an interaction between all three where Cody's like, this is my time. I'm the champion. Nobody's taking this from me. And I don't know, maybe all hell breaks loose right there in the ring. Maybe all three go at it. Maybe Cena and The Rock kind of try to jump Cody, and Cody just barely narrowly escapes, and then we figure out the end of it, the end of the story, right then and there at WrestleMania the next week. If I was booking this, that's kind of where I would go with it. Or if there was a missing piece of the puzzle, like we were talking earlier, let's just say Randy or anything. I mean, even then, oh gosh, now I'm down a rabbit hole. We introduced the week prior to WrestleMania. Maybe The Rock comes to John and Cena, and is like, okay, you've always played fair. You've always been, the baby face, the superstar. But if you need help, I have, and then inserts the missing piece. And Cena turns it down. And gosh, I'm trying to think. Now we're at WrestleMania. Cena's about to lose. The Rock then sends in the final piece. Cody beats whoever that would be. Pins Cena, takes it all. But I don't know. Do you guys think Cena wins this? You think Cena comes out on top?
He needs to, in my opinion.
He needs to.
Cena,
Okay.
Cena needs to win.
100%.
Okay, so then that can't work because Cena's gonna want to play fair. I don't know, or I don't know. I'm not gonna go down this rabbit hole. That's kind of my thought if I was booking this, because now I have so many different like alternate like possibilities for that one. But yeah, that's kind of where I would go with it. Coleman, what would you?
I only think he needs to win because WrestleMania isn't his retirement, the end of his retirement.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So there has to be some kind of end story after that. That's the only thing.
So, oh gosh, okay. So if I were booking this, it's funny because I proposed a question. I'm not even too sure. If I were booking this feud right now, so I mean, how many more Monday Night Raws do we got till WrestleMania?
It would be. I mean, it's a month away. Hang on, I got a calendar right here. It's a month away. Oh, everything just disappeared on me.
3, 4 more.
4 more. Yep.
4 more. Okay, so if I'm booking this, right? If Triple H comes up to me and says, "Hey, Coleman, you're booking the biggest feud in the last, however many years," generally speaking, I want Cena. I don't know his contract with his actual appearances and stuff, but I want Cena to make as many appearances on Raw as he can, and I'd want him to really turn up on the crowd hate. Like I was saying earlier, I really like the fact that Cena, he's going he's going all in with this heel thing. I was really worried at first when he turned heel. Obviously, yes, it's a heel turn, but like, how are they going to approach it? Like, is he still going to try to frame it as like, I still love you guys, but I have to do this and blah blah blah. Like, I was worried they were going to take it that route where like they're still going to try to play some sympathy. But I was really glad when he didn't do that, when he was full on, like Montana was saying, dissing the kid in the crowd, dissing his fans and everything like that, like all that. And I think they need to turn that up like times 10. I think Cena really needs to push that more and more, and just really get that audience against him to really turn up that heel heat, because there is still part of that audience is like, oh, this is cool, like Cena's heel, this is like something we've been wanting for so long, and so because of that, there's still like that segment of the audience. It's like that, it's going to cheer him and all that. And I think Cena, his challenge is he's really got to turn up that heel persona in a way where it's not like him just being like edgelord or corny or anything like that, but like, just making the fans hate him, doing everything he can do to just make himself the biggest douchebag, whatever. I don't want to get too whiny though. That was another thing I didn't bring up earlier. There was some whininess, and I get it. I understand why. That's part of the heel work. Oh, poor me, blah 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 blah. I'm a victim. I get where he's going with that, but I still want there to be that kind of, I don't know, kind of badass type of vibe with Cena still. I don't want him to just do coward heel gimmick stuff. because we've seen that before, and WWE loves to do that, where it's like every heel just does the coward heel thing. Oh, I'm running away when when the babyface comes in. I'm running out of the ring. I'm running to the audience. I don't want Cena to do that. I want Cena to be a legitimate threat. Obviously, yes. Resorting to breaking the rules and the low blows and all that, of course. But I really want Cena during however many more times we see him in between now and WrestleMania to really get that crowd work going, and turn up that hate that the audience has for him. And like I said, multiply it times 10. I want to see, if I were booking this, I would, have some more. I'd want to just a full-on promo battle between Cody and Cena, and just because that's one thing we haven't really seen yet. That last Monday Night Raw, we didn't get to see that. We got Cody coming in saying his piece, and then boom. So I really want to have a full-on Roman type Cena type promo battle. I want Cena to keep going into why he turned heel and everything like that, and going to hey, the way that crowd was reacting to me at wherever that place was, where they were at Raw in Europe or whatever. That's exactly why I am the way I am now, or why I'm showing you this side of myself, and you guys are just proving my point. Like I said, I think they just need to really, really get that heel heat up as much as they can. And going into WrestleMania, um, I think Cena has to win, because this heel turn is such a legendary heel turn. If Cena just goes in there and loses, it I'm not going to say it doesn't matter, but it loses so much steam and so much importance if he just goes out there and loses to Cody. I think Cena needs to win this. Obviously, he shouldn't go over clean over Cody. I think there needs to be some type of interference. And I will say this, and I'll leave it alone. I'll get your guys' thoughts on this. I don't know how. Maybe Randy does come out, hit Cody with an RKO, but even more than that, I think they need to. I don't know what it is. I don't know what he does. Um, Cena's got to win in like the most vile way possible.
Definitely.
Not just a low blow. I don't know what it should be, but uh, Cena to just reinforce his heel champion Cena. You know, um, I think he the creative. Triple H. Whoever is going to book that match, something big needs to happen, and it needs to be something where it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he went to that extreme to win this match, just to fully cement the heel turn, to fully cement that this character arc or whatever in Cena's career. And like I said, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it should be, but it's got to be something just like so villainous. Like, I don't know, but that's just my opinion. But I do think Cena needs to win. Cody can redeem himself later on, but I think it's important that Cena wins and cements this heel arc, and that heel turn. And yeah, so let me know your guys' thoughts.
100%.
For sure.
100%. Everything I agree with, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. You solidified it.
Yeah.
Not to interrupt, but maybe he doesn't add to. I think of like when Randy pulled Cena's dad out of the crowd and kicked him. Did the punt kick on Randy's dad?
Iconic moment.
Iconic moment. How poetic would it be
What?
if Cena pulls Cody Rhodes' mom or whatever?
Oh
Because
Lord.
she was kind of involved in last year's WrestleMania or whatever, when she was yelling at Rock and stuff, and Rock was like, "This is your son's blood on this belt," blah 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 blah.
Mama
How
Rhodes.
crazy would it be? Yeah, Mama Rhodes. Imagine, right? Cody's about to win all this stuff. He's about to he's about to hit a big move or whatever. Cena rolls out of the crowd, or Rock can maybe Rock or Randy comes in. The refs down. They're holding Cody up against on the ground like they were at Elimination Chamber, and Cena just rolls out of the ring.
Oh my gosh.
Gets Mama Rhodes on his shoulders, and just I don't know, something like that. Just something crazy like that. I don't know what they do. Maybe
That's
maybe he doesn't
insane.
That'd be
add to it.
insane.
That's
But
insane.
it's
Dude's wanting Mama Rhodes to be attacked.
but that's
Oh
what it's got to
no.
be. That's what I'm saying. They gotta
Something
get that
really
heel heat on him. Just
over the edge.
Yeah.
Top. Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh my
you
goodness.
know, But also, like I said, it's got that poetic aspect of it because like that's what Randy did to Cena's dad and all that stuff. It's like, that's what Cena does to just, right before he beats Cody or whatever, right before, and I don't know. Like to me, that would just, I don't know. That would, like I said, that would cement the heel persona. This new whatever you want to call. I don't know what you call this Cena run. Just I guess other than heel Cena, but that's what I think they should do, or maybe something even crazier than that. But he's got to do something that's going to be tough for them to do because I really think that's what it can't just be Cena throwing salt in Cody's eyes or Cena just doing kicking doing a low blow. Like we know we're going to see stuff like that. It can't just be a rake in the eyes. Like it's got to be Cena doing something that makes, like I said, I keep saying the word cement, but I don't know what other word to use to just cements the heel Cena era.
Yeah,
For
no.
sure. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to the very first episode of the Pile Driver Podcast. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. Look, guys, if you were to book WrestleMania 41, the John Cena Cody Rhodes match, what would you like to see? Let us know in the comments down below. And we're going to be posting some of the comments in the next episode, which will be airing next Wednesday, unless something huge happens between Friday and Monday. So, like I said, I'm Monty.
I'm Cole.
Stiff.
And we will see you guys next week. Peace.